Oh, this is nice. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new to another video. This week is my cook week and it's currently 8:34. I am home on my morning break. We get a break every morning. We have to be back in the kitchen by 9:30. When we do go home on our break, it all depends on if you have any prep work left to do after breakfast. And this morning, actually at 6:30, it started pouring. This chair is fine because there's kind of a little bit of an overhang, so it didn't get too wet. I did also cut my finger today. This morning. I didn't just cut it. It actually feels like I just about chopped it off. We're off to a great start. Oh yeah, this chair is nice and wet. But yesterday actually we had young people from a different colony visit us for the afternoon. So the afternoon we spent playing volley and we showed them our valley. Then the evening we actually spent playing guitar outside. That day was wonderful. It was medicine in itself. I think that's all the updates that I have for now. So I will see you once I'm back in the kitchen. I do want to say I'll try my best to record as much as I can. Sometimes our afternoons and our mornings can be a little bit hectic. And then it's a little bit more difficult for me to film, but I will try. See you in the kitchen. Cantaloupes are not my favorite thing, but the green one is fantastic. Monday for lunch we had broilers, a half-baked potato, a stir fry with broccoli, cauliflower and zucchini, as well as cold cuts, pickles, cucumbers, tomatoes, etc. It's currently 3:51 and I am already in the kitchen. We go to the kitchen at 4 in the afternoon, but in my last cook week I discovered going earlier, even half an hour earlier, so that when we have quite a bit of work, which is quite often and most of the time, then I'm not running around just trying to get everything done. There's never just getting everything ready for, let's say, supper or lunch or breakfast. There is always also prepping for the next meal. So for supper, we are having a grilled chicken sandwich, as well as corn on the cob and a salad. And I'm not just gonna be getting supper ready, but I also have to prep everything for breakfast tomorrow. And we're having Amish oatmeal. It's a favorite on our colony. For supper, we had a grilled chicken sandwich with lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes, as well as a bean salad. And corn on the cob, I think. But let me be totally honest, corn on the cob is not my favorite vegetable, so I skipped that one. And I might have added a few too many vegetables to my sandwich because here I was struggling to take a bite. Oh, and of course, most important thing, the bun was fresh milled. For breakfast, we had good old Amish oatmeal. It's a favorite on our colony. We serve it with sliced and sweetened strawberries. It's basically baked oats and it's very good. For supper, we had a Frito bowl, which is basically rice noodles, beef, and your choice of vegetables. We decided to go with pulled beef because it was easier and tastier. And then I also made some zucchini boats. So basically, I steamed my zucchini, and once it was soft, I added a filling which consisted of sour cream, bacon, mushrooms, peppers, and onions. Then I sprinkled some cheese on it and baked until everything was nice and melted. And I don't have a recipe, I just grilled the vegetables and added everything to my liking. For breakfast, we had toast, grilled eggs, sausages, baked apples with cream, grilled tomatoes, and tater tots, although I decided to skip the tater tots. After breakfast, we went straight into making apple crisp for lunch. I made the gluten-free one, and our head cook made the regular one. The apple crisp is looking fantastic. Woo! Well, there's the gluten-free, and then the regular. First things first, ginger water. Tomorrow for breakfast, yes, it's only 9:24 on a Wednesday. I have my fresh milled English muffins in the freezer. We need them for breakfast tomorrow, so that's another thing I have to do. Put them out of the freezer. Fresh milled English muffin, egg McMuffin. That is a mouthful. Bacon is out of the freezer. This is what we're looking for. These are my fresh milled English muffins. We're doing half fresh milled, half regular, because not everybody wants the fresh milled and not everybody wants the regular. These corn on the cob were left over from the previous supper, and what we have to do with leftover corn is we have to cut the corn from the cob, and then we either put them into the freezer for soups or they get reheated as leftovers. For lunch, we had broiler steaks, scalloped potatoes, peas, beets, and a salad. And because it's summer and we have fresh vegetables in the garden, we also always have cold vegetables at every meal, like cucumbers, broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, pickles, carrots, etc. These are the spices for the dish tomorrow at supper. For breakfast, we had an egg McMuffin with bacon. We served them on both regular English muffins and fresh milled English muffins. For lunch, we had fries, chicken, buckwheat soup, and ratatouille, as well as corn ribs, or what was our take on corn ribs. We didn't have time to cut the corn into actual ribs, so we just cut them in half. And this good old Hutterite meal we have every Thursday. It's also known as Himmelspeis. I'm going to be heading to the kitchen, and it is most definitely not 4. And it is also not even 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is currently 2:32. You might think I'm a little bit funny for going to the kitchen that early. I have a big kettle of bone broth that I need to take care of, and this afternoon I think it's gonna be a little bit hectic. I need to finish my supper, which is Mexican lasagna. It's quite good, but it's a dish that you layer, bake, and then layer again, and then layer more stuff. And then for breakfast tomorrow, we're having scones, and the colony where I come from, we always have scrambled eggs with scones, so we have to get everything ready for scrambled eggs. We need a lot, so we like to crack the eggs at supper time, and then I want to completely finish the scones. I want to mix them and I want to shape them so that tomorrow morning I just have to push them into the oven. So I just feel like it would be a lot easier if I went and took care of the bone broth now, and then when I'm done before 4 I can take a break and go home. Emptying the bone broth from the kettle can take a bit, so I think it's best if I just went now. So we'll go now and we'll get it done. For supper, we had a stir fry with zucchini, onions, mushrooms, and peppers. And then, of course, the star of the show was the Mexican lasagna. It is fantastic. Not bad. You do get a little bit of a hint of chickpeas, but it's not huge. After I was finished with the brownies, I went home and I had a very lovely nap. And then after that, I went to the garden and I actually picked myself a bunch of basil. For a second there, I forgot what it was, but it smells delightful and I want to make pesto for supper. But we're gonna be cleaning the fridge, like wiping all the shelves and then washing the floor. It's another thing you have to do in your cook week is you have to clean the fridge. A cook week is not just cooking, it's also cleaning things. What's another thing that we have to do? The honey containers in the adults dining room, those are the cook's responsibility. If they're empty, we have to fill them, clean them, and that's what I did yesterday with the honey. And then the condiments in the adults dining room, once a week we have to fill them and then also give them a wipe, and then a bunch of other random small jobs. But I mean, we are free from everything else. From any other work, we are free. So let's get to cleaning the fridge, get it out of the way. We're having a burger today. It's a little bit chilly outside today. For me, myself personally, it's perfect. I love this type of weather. But for the people that have to be barbecuing, I don't know, it does feel like it's starting to rain. So we'll have to see what the weather does. My camera battery is flashing and I meant to charge it, but that totally slipped my mind. So hopefully it lasts until supper time. So let's go clean the fridge. We're having fried chicken for lunch. Frying the chicken is the head cook's job and it's not quite time to start yet. The rest of our food is ready to go and I have time right now, so I'm going to start working on the Sunday dessert. If you're new, every Sunday we have a dessert. I know there's colonies that do it the way we do and have a weekly Sunday dessert, but then I know there's also colonies that don't have a dessert on Sunday, and then there's some colonies that even just give each member a chocolate bar on Sunday. I'm excited about this dessert. We used to make it a long time ago. It's been years since we've had it, and it's called Heavenly Caramels. If you've never heard of Heavenly Caramels, I suggest you give it a try. It's a simple dessert, but it's quite good. It's basically graham crumbs. You layer it with mini marshmallows, nuts of choice, chocolate chips, and then you pour toffee over it and bake it. It's good. It's very good. My brothers say things on purpose when they know I'm recording. One of my subscribers sent me this a few years ago and I am still using it and still loving it. It is one of those mugs that you put in the freezer for iced drinks. My brother is currently making jerky. If you remember last year, this lovely company sent me their dehydrator and my brother discovered it and is now making jerky. If you are interested, there is a link to the dehydrator below. They did also offer me a discount code and it does still work. I did check and I am in no way, shape or form getting paid for saying this. I have dried quite a bit of fruit in here and herbs, and my brother is now making jerky. And it's currently Kona's favorite place to sit because the jerky has quite a strong scent, which is why it's also outside. This is actually his second batch. His first one is in here. This is his first batch. I apologize if it was out of focus at any point. I am having trouble with my camera focusing. But this jerky that he's making is actually deer jerky. To be totally honest, deer is not one of my favorite things. It has a taste that I don't quite like. It's almost 3:30. I'm just putting on my shoes outside because I want to sit in the fresh air for a minute before I go to the kitchen. The reason I'm going this early to the kitchen is because I want to get a head start on pre-frying the fries. So if you're new, we have fries every Thursday and Saturday, and then we also take turns with frying. So in our last cook week, my partner was in charge of frying, and this time I am. And it's not just frying that we have to do, we also have to clean it, and it can get quite messy. Emptying out the oil and giving it a deep clean, that also has to happen once a week. But I want to get a head start. There are quite a few visitors here for the weekend. There's different people that have family members here for the weekend, and there's quite a few. So then of course I also need quite a few more fries, which is why I want to get a head start. And most people come on the weekend, and then the cooks need to know how many because of food. Let's say there are a few people that pop in for a few hours during the week. That is totally fine. A few people we can handle, but on the weekend when there's more, we like to know in the kitchen. So let's go do that. It's now 3:30. I'm gonna go grab my rags, and then we're gonna go start pre-frying. I don't like my hair today, but what are we gonna do? Nothing. Sunday for lunch we had brisket, cold vegetables, as well as baked potatoes and baked carrots. I was not feeling the baked potatoes and carrots today, so I decided to skip it. But I did grab myself some black garlic, otherwise known as fermented garlic. It is fantastic. It is very good and pairs perfect with meat. Anyways, I think so. I'll look at it later. Yes, you did see me packing home with my cookbook and my cooking knives. And the reason that I packed home with my stuff at lunch instead of at supper time when the cook week is over is because today we're having family supper. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of space. Give me a sec. So hopefully this is okay for now. My SD card was full, so I actually had to delete a few clips so that I could continue filming this Sunday for you. Good thing they were like not important clips. There were clips where I was just talking a lot. There is no particular reason why we decided to have family supper. Sometimes there is a reason, sometimes there's not. And usually the head cook will give us something. Burgers, hot dogs, fries, things like that. And then everybody just makes it at home. Things keep falling. And then yesterday at supper time, it started off okay, and then it went a little bit downhill. One of the things that happened was I had to fill up the fryer with oil, and I was pouring it into the fryer, and I had not previously checked to see if I had properly closed the drain. And then the oil that I was pouring into the fryer just shoop ran out through the drain. And let me tell you this, cleaning up an oil spill is no fun. It did also set me behind a little with my other work, and then I just didn't have the time to film, and I was upset because I should have known that. I should have checked. This is not the first time that I have forgotten to close the drain and made a huge mess, so it's something that I should remember. It's a good habit to always check and make sure that the drain on the fryer is closed. Well, maybe now, hopefully, it will stick. And it's all over my shoes. So good thing my shoes are waterproof, so it got onto my shoes, but it absolutely didn't get into my shoes. My socks didn't get wet or anything, but I don't think I'll be getting it off my shoes. And now it's currently 3:20 in the afternoon, and I have decided to go for a walk with Kona. We'll see what we end up having for family supper. I think I'm gonna have hot cheese. I'm really wanting a hot cheese. Somebody placed this bench here, and it's a perfect place to just sit and enjoy the river. Kona is happy to be here too. These are my shoes. They got a good soak in oil. They're supposed to be this light color, but this is oil. And I don't think I'll be getting it out. On my previous pair, there were a few oil spots on one of the shoes, and I could not get them out no matter what I did. So I do not think I'll be getting rid of this. They were old. I've had them for a few years. I absolutely love them. But they're coming apart here. Oh, the second one is also. They're both coming apart here. Oh, they're also coming apart here. They are so comfortable. I love them so much that I wear them until they literally fall apart. They might sometimes be funny and questionable and have rips and tears and oil stains, but while I'm still able to get my feet into them, I'll wear them. And the cook week is messy. I don't want my nicest pair of shoes to go cooking, so these will do. They might not be nice anymore, but they're comfortable. And with being on my feet all day throughout the cook week, comfort is what I need. I feel like I should mention this because I'm thinking there's gonna be people asking anyways. Our head cook does not want to be on YouTube, and I respect that. And my partner is okay if there is occasionally a clip of her on YouTube. But I guess with this cook week in particular, most of the time while I was doing something, she was in a different corner of the kitchen getting ready and prepping for something else. And I also just now realized I forgot to show you the heavenly caramels. This is what they look like. I said the recipe calls for chocolate chips. It doesn't. I was mistaken. It calls for shredded coconut or coconut noodles, and then slivered almonds, mini marshmallows, and then toffee. But I did make a tray with chocolate chips for the people that are nut free. So that's what that tray was in the previous clip. And at the back, very often, is totally soaked with toffee. A delight. Although, of course, I want sugar, so no, I will not have one. Time to get supper ready. This is mine. It's fresh milled. Leftover bacon from the sandwich on Thursday. Egg McMuffin. There we go. It's definitely getting darker sooner, but I guess it's to be expected since we are in early autumn. And I just now realized that I have not talked with you about the chickpea brownies. So here's my honest opinion. The texture is not weird. The texture, it's not a normal brownie texture. It's a little bit different. I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely not an odd texture. As for the taste, it's actually now starting to grow on me where I'm wanting the brownies. But the first time I tried it, it was still warm, and maybe that had something to do with it. Warm, it was just not my cup of tea. But cold, I have them in the fridge right now, but cold, straight out of the fridge, I actually enjoy them. But would I go through the trouble again? Probably not. If you do have any questions related to cooking or baking, there is a kitchen Q&A on my channel. It is filled with a ton of information, and you might even find the answers to other questions that you have. And with that all being said, it has been a very full week, and we have now reached the end of my cook week. So I'm going to be ending the vlog here. Thank you for spending this week with us. I'll see you in the next vlog.